going to change. So I'm really excited for that. Even at $3, you know, people would love $3 3 years ago, and now we're talking about price crashes. Imagine if you told someone for XRP 3 years ago. So XRP coin, how much was it 3 years ago? Let's check. So literally 3 years ago, which was 2021, was $1 max, right? But it was 32 cents. It was low as 32 cents. And if you told someone that in 3 years, XRP is going to pump, even at like 50 cents, it's going to pump to like $3. Again, this would be free money for them, but nobody realized what can happen. And here's where crypto can really win in that sense is it can provide you something that you cannot see in the stock market, because stocks are very simple. They're very basic. Yes, you can have NVIDIA pump because it makes a huge partnership, or people like retail starts buying in, or like there's no other chips. But the thing is, in crypto, this can be like 100 times more chaos, right?
Holy smokus, it ain't no jokest. Trump just
So yeah, Trump said this, and Fed was pretty much in issues. But right now, there's a lot of uncertainty if the crypto stuff will pass the Senate.
warned, do this now. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. We're going to talk about the crypto market, about XRP, about Bitcoin, about the lack of movement today, or some
Like sometimes markets not moving is completely fine too.
movement, but lack of movement in general that is being facilitated by Bitcoin. We'll talk about the signals for the peak of the bull market. Can you make a guess how many of those have we hit so far? Right? Pause the video. Let me know in the comment section before we continue. All right. And we'll talk about an interesting thing that Tether did, that last time they did this, the market rallied. Could this be another signal of a rally? And we'll talk about what Trump did to the Fed. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that with Bitcoin.
Again, this is just a small part of Bitcoin that is dropping. It is not that bad. But when you look at bull market indicators, again, lowest unemployment in the world. So literally people can go to any restaurant and find a job, which means they can pump the crypto markets, right? Which means there is food on the table. 2022, everybody lost their job. 2008, everybody lost their job. But now we're seeing 2022 and everybody's making easy money. You can find a job basically anywhere at this point. It might not be a good job, but it's going to pay out. And here's where, you know, crypto will really win.
Indicators that basically tell us the progress of the bull market and when is usually the top. None of them have hit 100% yet. So, I mean, maybe these are wrong, but most of them hit in previous cycles and none of them have hit yet. So it's high probability that we're not at the peak, right?
I feel like once the regulatory clarity comes in, again, this is going to be in some time. It's not going to be instant. It could be even a few days after it gets passed in the Senate. I definitely think it will, because Trump basically wants it to get passed and he's been pressing about it. If the president is pressing about this, how important it is, it's probably pretty important, right? So we are going to be waiting for all these big retail investors to come in and all these, you know, new traders, people finding about crypto, because again, XRP is only owned by 0.02% of the world. There's still a massive potential of people that could invest or buy crypto coins that never found out, that don't understand what they are or how they work.
But again, there could always be pullback.
Like a lot of people don't even have stock accounts, you know, and that's the real issue is crypto is out there. It just has not been discovered yet.
Along the way. When we saw 2017 and 2021, there were 20-30% pullbacks inside the run-ups.
And usually what I saw in 2021 is exactly during summer. It was actually June or July is when we saw these price drops, right? When we saw the prices go down.
So we'll see. And we'll see how it plays out. Okay, very, very important. You might, say, oh, Avi looks a little bit less excited than usual. I think I got dehydrated today. I just took, some to make my headache go away. So that's the reason why I'm not depressed on the market or something like that. I was out with the fam, and I guess I didn't drink enough. Happens sometimes in the summer. So again,
Tether just minted 2 billion USDT. So again, this could be a big company that could be buying into crypto right now, that is just gonna get started and buy a very big supply of all the cryptocurrencies that are left.
this doesn't mean that this is going to happen, but these are things that I've seen before that happened before run-ups. So I'm just saying, again, maybe we pull back, if we're looking at the indicators and all that, it looks that like a pullback could be a possibility. Although Bitcoin has creeped down to the bottom, almost to the bottom of the stochastic RSI on the daily, and it continues to build pressure up in this bullish pennant. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, I don't know. I'm not a prophet. Anybody that tells you XRP.
Yeah, so nobody knows if I feel like XRP, again, not financial advice, could go down a bit further. Don't know how much further. Maybe like, below $3. I don't think it's going to go below $2 because, again, a lot of these institutions are already buying it at $3 right now. So what we saw in the last few days is nobody wanted to buy it at $3.50. Well, some people were buying it, but not enough. So someone decided to sell everything, right? This is what really happened. And they sold everything. Now they're deciding, $3.50. Nobody wants to buy for $3.50. Let's try $3.20. Let's try $3.10. And at some point, there is going to be people who are going to be saying, okay, now I can buy anything I want. And I'm going to buy all of it, right? The only thing is, where's this like bottom going to be? Where is the whale going to decide? This we don't know. Maybe the whale has a price in mind or some sort of technical data where he will decide that the price will pump for him.
He's going to 1,000, 10,000, 1 gazillion. They don't know. It's speculation. Again, any investing is speculation. You're speculating that it's going to go up or down in value. Is stock market, crypto, real estate, you're always speculating at higher or lower degree, right? With real estate, you have, other factors. You can...
Like real estate is way safer, but you're not going to see 900% up in real estate.
Rent it out, but, sometimes an area just tanks and things happen. Stocks, of course, stocks can go down the same way they can go up. And so can crypto. Just crypto is historically a lot more volatile than the other two. So that's, again, something that we need to take into consideration. Now, something that could, again, shock the market in the short term is what the Fed does. And President Trump can affect the crypto market. President Trump went to see the new Fed building that they are building and figure out why they're spending almost $2 point something billion there. And there's a longer version.
So I saw this, like right now there's a huge fight. And again, this is probably also messing up the markets.
Like, come on now, lower interest.
Are there things the chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the earlier criticism?
Well, I'd love him to lower interest rates. Other than that, what can I tell you?
You just,
So yeah,
you hit him. He's like, come on now, lower interest rates, come on.
but Jerome Powell is not budging. He's not budging at all. He doesn't want to sell, not at all. Or he doesn't want to lower them. So we will see what happens. I don't know. I don't think he will leave. I feel like people are calling him to leave, but he hasn't done much wrong. Again, this renovating old buildings, building garage is very expensive. It costs 2.5 billion. But I feel like the U.S. spends a lot of money on different stuff. They probably spent over 2 billion on crypto. Renovating this building is not going to be that expensive, to set USA back. So I'm really, really wondering, is Jerome Powell going to lower the interest rates? Now that's the question. Will he succumb to Donald Trump's pressure, or will he double down and say no cuts? Because this is going to be the big deal that's going to really change the market.
Got a long way to go. Would have been much better if it have never started, but it is what it is, and hopefully it will be finished ASAP. The cost overruns are essential, but on the positive side, our country is doing very well and can afford just about anything, even the cost of this building. I'll be watching and hopefully adding some expertise. As everyone knows, I renovated the old post office on Pennsylvania Avenue and it was a roaring success. The total construction cost was a small fraction of the Fed building costs, and it is many times the size. With all of that being said, let's just get it.
Look at the last part, lower interest rates. That's a lot of pressure coming from United States president, right? So I feel like if we get lower interest rates, if he's going to lower the interest rates, it's going to be a very, very low cut. But that cut can really be like the push for rock of crypto.
Finished, and even more importantly, lower interest rates. So, of course, the president wants lower interest rates. Historically, lower interest rates could mean rally in the markets, and that looks good on his resume. That potentially will save the U.S. money.
Again, this could create a recession as well in like 2 to 3 years. That's why Jerome Powell doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to like basically destroy the stock market because he's been there in 2011, 2008. He made a lot of reforms on how to stop it.
But it could also cause inflation to start rising back up again.
And again, right now we're in really good position in the economy. Do we really need to pump the markets even more? So the question for Jerome Powell is tough.
Right? People taking out cheap money, buying stuff, and that pushes up inflation. So it's a very slippery slope, and we'll see what the Fed decides to do next week. It seems that the probabilities are still no reduction, but who knows, you know?
Like anything could change. You never know politics. Like nobody was expecting crypto to pump, and yet in 1-2 days, bam, immediately pumps up, right? So there is another thing. Everyone is wrong about this cycle. Everybody is wrong about this cycle for XRP because XRP has been exploding.